So it's been a couple months. As you can see, it looks a little different. I went and got a job a couple months back. It's been kind of busy here in the shop. So it's local to Crawfordville, Florida, at Kevin's Machine and Engineering. So I'm a machinist here, enjoying it every day, getting to work on crazy motors every day. So we are starting this whole new series for my truck. We got a bunch of 22R parts here, tons and tons of parts actually. So take you through everything we got, and then we'll start some machining on it. All right, so we got right here, boop, 22R block. That was a gift from the owner of the shop. As I do need to get a motor going for it right there. And then we got a matching valve cover from a 1983 Toyota. Oil diverter, oil cap, pickup tube. Well, pickup tube is down here. Pickup tube, dampener, a whole entire box of hardware, which I'm probably not going to use the hardware, just because. We do have some old pistons on some old rods. I'm not using the pistons and the rods in this build. We're going to go with some Eagle rods, and then we're just going to go with some 40 over pistons, I believe, on this. Then we got a brand new front cover that I ported the oil gallery holes and the water outlet and inlets on those, and it's bead blasted because it's ready to get powder coated. Same with the valve cover, it's ready to be powder coated as well. So we won't be messing with those all that much. We do have a crank. Probably not going to be reusing the crank at all. It is 20 under on the mains and 40 under on the rods, so the crank is probably not going to suit our purposes. We got a new oil pan, and then we got a crankcase scraper from LC Engineering as well. Super nice piece, just, you know, laser cut and folded, bent. But we got a brand new oil pan from them guys as well. That is going to get bead blasted, and that's going to be powder coated to match the valve cover and all that stuff. The block's going to be painted black. So basically what I want to do is I want to try to get this up to around 160 horsepower. Naturally aspirated. I'm going to be running a Holley 350 on it. Jeff Dorsch has sent me a 1983 intake manifold, and we're going to make some aluminum plugs for the stock bolt holes that are in the intake manifold, and we're going to weld them up. And then we're going to fly cut that surface, and then we're going to re-drill it to fit a Holley 2300 flange. So that'll be a cool little video as well. The intake will be here probably next week sometime, and then we'll start the machining process on that and getting it figured out. That's going to be powder coated as well. So a lot of cool powder coating things on this one for our personal build. But let's get this main cap ready to fit some ARP studs. All right, so we're going to cap number 3, as per LC Engineering, their instructions were just to use a drill or a reamer. I'm going to use a reamer. So we're just going to float it, and then we're going to ream our holes out. little bit of tap magic. Low RPM. That's cooking. The holes are already at like 480, so we're only removing 10 thou to the side, so it's not a huge amount of material. So new reamer. These holes aren't super critical. It's just for the bolt to align is all it is. Get it to a happy place. You're almost through. There we go. This is after work, so, and I do have permission to film and to use the machinery in here for this build and to video it. So yeah, not breaking any laws or anything, or, you know, do anything I shouldn't be doing. All right. Cool deal. Nice clean hole. All right, let's do some deburring. Trusty O flute. Good to go. So we got a bunch of M12 holes here. They're M12 by 1.25. And then let's see, I might have to use a 12 point to get down in there. Just gonna clean them out. Just chasing these out. This block was steel shot a few years back before they put it back on the shelf. So I'm sure it is fine, but you know, just precautionary. Yes, I am better. Okay, so fresh ARP studs is what's going in this. We're going to do ARP everything on this buck if we can, if I can afford it. So. Yeah, I'm not using the packet because we have an industrial supply of this stuff because this is what we do day in and day out. So, ARP the world. A lot of our customer builds are all ARP fasteners from the ground up on a lot of them. So, we use a lot of this stuff. Just hand tighten them per the instructions. All right, we got the caps in. Let's tap them down. Light the thrust as best we can. All right. ARP lube. And I think these things get whacked to 90 foot-pounds. Yeah. 90 foot-pounds per the ARP instructions. They're right here. 90 foot-pounds. And they are 14 millimeter 12 point. So keep that in mind if you are doing this on your own. Or you could just watch me do it. That's fine. Oops. Got my little cheat sheet for the torque sequence. So let's get it. Okay, we're gonna go 30, 60, and then 90. Got it set up in the line home. There is really no good way to set up a 22R in this thing. So, make do with what we got. They ain't gotta be super, super tight. All right. All right, we're at 30. Now we're gonna go to 60. Move my cheat sheet to where I can actually see it. Okay. All right, 60. Going up to 90. Okay, so we're going to set up a bore gauge, and then we're going to mic the bores. So let's go over here to our handy dandy setup fixture. All right. We grab our bore gauge. And our main is 2-inch 5/19 7/10 to 2-inch 5/20 6/10. All right, so we find our little stud here. Can't remember what size it is. All right, so 2-inch 500. So we're going to need a number 2. And I think that's what's in here. Yep. So we got a number 2 in there. Let me switch out our pin. For a 2-inch pin. And then it is 5/19 7/10. Get you in here, look at it, where you can see it. 500, 19, and 1/7. Am I there? Yep. All right. All right, we are all set up. Do 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 do. 2-inch 5/19 7/10, and it is dead on the money. We are 3/10 under there. Number 3, we are 5/10 under. We are 4/10 under. We are 3/10 under there. Just double check it. 4, 5, 5, 'We are actually under on number 5 as well. We are 2 under there. All right. So, since we're in the line hone, we're going to line hone it. All right, let's set up a bar. This one is, this is the one we're going to end up using. Nope, 2400. Well, no, that is the one we're going to end up using. We only got a few tenths that's got to come out of this. So we'll get all this set up. Okay. All right, so this style, you line it up on pins on the number 3rd cap. Here. So you have 2 dowel pins in here, and then you float the bar, and then when it doesn't teeter anymore, like right before it stops rocking, like that's when you lock it in place and you adjust your stone. So this is a shoe adjustment to get to the center of this diameter. So you hear it's rocking. Still rocking, a little bit more. Still rocking, still rocking, still rocking. All right, that's it. Okay, so that's how you get center line. Now we put the knuckle on, which is this guy. This has all your adjustment and tension and everything in it. Okay, we pull the pins. Boop. Super important. All right, and now we're just adjusting this stone. We just want to barely touch. All right, we're good there. Go down with it. Not quite level. Pretty close. Make sure our cap is lined up, split line, pretty good. A little more ARP, high pressure lubricante. All right, now we go back to 90 foot-pounds and equal steps. All right, 90 foot-pounds. All right. All right, we hit all the way around on number 1, or number 5, number 4, all the way around. Number 3, all the way around. Number 2, all the way around. Number 1, all the way around. All right, let's check it. Check our gauge real quick. Make sure we didn't bump anything. We are good. All right, we are plus 1/10. Plus 1/10. We are still 3 under. Number 3. We are 2 under on number 2. Plus 1 on number 1. Okay, the only ones that were out was number 3, so we're going to loosen 1, 4, 2, and 5. All right. It's not going to take much. We're only 3/10 under. All right, check our gauge. Let's check number 3. We are plus 1. All right. We are good to go. All right, so we just finished align hunting the 22R block. Next video in the series, we're going to bore it to 30, and we're going to deck it. And then the next video after that, we're going to cylinder hone it to 40 over. But there's some powder coating I have to get done on the front cover for the decking process. All that has to be bolted together so the head doesn't leak, and you know, if you are a 22R fan. And then after that, we're going to modify the intake manifold that Jeff Dorsch is sending me to fit a Holley 2300 flange. So it's just a 350. I'm not really sure if we're going to be running a 350 on here or a 500. It is all depends on what it looks like when we dyno it. If it's, we'll bump it up, you know. We'll start with the 350, and if it's not enough, then we'll go to a 500. The goal on this is to get it to like 160 to 170 naturally aspirated. which I think is a good spot. Because eventually I do want to run Ace's EFI on it and a turbo, but that'll be later on. It's taken me a while to get all these parts. Like I said earlier, my boss man, Kevin, who owns Kevin's Machine and Engineering, did gift me the block, as it was a shop block and it was just sitting on a shelf. And he did give me the front cover, the main rear seal housing, and if you guys know anything about 22Rs, you know how hard those are to get for the 79 to 83. Some other stuff I've had for a while, like I've had my oil pan for a while. I've had crankcase scraper from LC Engineering for a while. Just got the ARP main studs in yesterday, so I figured I would just go ahead and do that and get it knocked out. Yeah, so it's going to be a little series of videos on the 22R. We got some painting, some powder coating, a little bit more machining, keep it interesting. And then as far as the channel's going, I think we're going to start filming some smaller customer builds, you know, some square decking operations, maybe some boring operations, maybe some more align honing, and maybe some cylinder honing. And who knows, we might even start getting into some 5-axis, start filming a little bit of that stuff. So just stay tuned and see where it goes. All right, like, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.